about we just talk about yeah? Let's don't lose time. Okay, what am I saying? You play wonderful, and you have very good fingers, everything is working. I just imagine, yeah? I imagine myself, if I'm in jury, for example, yeah? How I would evaluate your performance. I would say, wow, this girl, she can play piano very well, right? But do I have fun when I hear it? Probably not. Yeah? It sounds to me, I understand, you know, we all, when we practice a difficult piece, we practice it every day, many, many hours, and it might happen that we lose fun. Yeah? So I have the feeling that you're tired of this music, yeah? And this is not the message you should deliver to a jury member or to a concert audience, yeah? And this music, it's humorous, right? It's humorous, it's joyful. So, you know, there are small things, technical things, which I would also ask myself, like, for example, why are you always using pedal on staccati? Like, for example, yeah, this is not very important, but like here, for example, I have staccato. Yeah, you always use pedal on this staccato. Yeah, you use pedal like here. Yeah, it's you know it's not good to use, especially when a phrase ends with a staccato. It's not good to make it longer. Yeah. Or this is much funnier. Yeah? So I would a little bit fix the pedaling. Yeah, and then of course the difficulty of this, the first piece, is that we have always same. It's always this 8 times in a row. Yeah? So your task as an artist is to make it every time a little bit different. Otherwise, it sounds like, LP, which always starts from the same point. Eh? So, somehow different. Show a different voice in the left hand. I don't know. Change your dynamics a little bit. The dynamics. Do something different. Otherwise, it gets a little bit dull. Eh? So, can we start one more time, please? And most of all, when you start, I feel terrible today. You know, we have war now in Russia and Ukraine. I couldn't sleep all night. Only news. Yeah. But you know, when you play this music, I should finally forget about this terrible war and feel some joy. Yeah? So can we? But I didn't. Yeah? So can you please find some better, emotion for the beginning? Yeah? Can we? Let's see. Another problem a little bit is you're a little bit rushing. Yeah? So instead of tam, pam, 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 we know which instruments are playing this in the orchestra, right? Or in the original version. I don't think they would play like that with rushing. Yeah? If they would rush, they would be fired from the orchestra. Yeah? So they play with a very good rhythm. Yeah? You play this triplet always with a little bit of rush, like this, careful. Yeah, this is the first. That sounds also funnier and more joyful. Yeah? Rather than when it has no structure, then it's not working. Yeah, yeah. And this is tempo di marcia. So, yeah, we have a triplet. Yeah, the triplet. Always the first note in the triplet. Okay, we can say it has a mini accent, which only for you. Yeah, but you play that, so your free notes, they don't have any support. Yeah, so I feel a little bit like slippery feeling. Yeah, that I don't feel the ground under my feet. But if I know 1, 2, 3, 1, da 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 da. So this first note of the triplet, I think you're a little bit underestimated. You play like this. Yeah, it would be already making it better. Yes. Now better, but still no fun. Yeah, I think there's another danger. You've probably been to many teachers. You go to master classes, and there's a little bit of danger to it that every teacher say, "Oh, that's too loud. Oh, that's too. oh, that's too dangerous. Yeah? And then at the end, we cut here, we cut here, we cut there, and then the music becomes very kind of dead. Yeah? This is a very big danger, actually, of our times, because every teacher is afraid of something, yeah? And we need, this is my opinion, yeah? We need, if we want to be good musicians, not just only winning competitions, but we need a little bit to take a risk. Yeah? If you play like, I don't know, I will not, yeah? So when you play like, okay, yeah, but I don't have fun, yeah, but yeah, more, take more risk, a little bit. What is staying there dynamic? Mezzo forte, yeah? You play mezzo piano, actually, yeah? You're afraid. Don't be afraid. Yeah, first note, da, 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 you always miss the second beat. You have first beat and third, but second is so. Yep. Yeah, and is rushing. Triplet is rushing. Yeah, this is wrong rhythm. Can you try to play with zero accelerato? This the group, the triplet. Dum, 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 yeah? It's basically like a drum, yeah. Bum, 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 yeah. So, yeah. You don't play mezzo forte. Actually, it's too small. Come on. This is a very small room, and this is a very big piano, and still it's so small sound. How comes? Yeah? This piano is definitely too big for this room. Yeah, but you play so careful. Yeah, more fun, please. Yeah, so, we don't have much time. When you practice at home, please record yourself and try to count to this. You'll see that you're not together. Yeah? If you would put a metronome here, it will be not together. The beats of the metronome in your performance. It's so easy. Yeah? What means march? March means steps, right? Yeah. In your case, one step is like this, another step like that, and yeah, this is not a march. Yeah, it's still Russian. It's Russian. Yeah, you know. Another problem is when you do something il beau, like for example, I want to make it faster, il beau, so intentionally. This is okay then, because it's my artistic idea. But if you rush and you can only rush, you cannot play good rhythm. That's a problem. So you have to be able to play good rhythm, and then maybe intentionally you can change something. But can you play me good rhythm at least one time? Because you. So, and then, now rhythm was great, and now what we missing? Down crescendo, dum da 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 dum, bum 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 tochak. There's no arrival at all. Yeah, Russian. Yeah, it's Russian. In the crescendo. Yeah, exactly. Now when you arrive, it's fun. Then it has more fun in the way of accent, right? Yeah, then you can do second time a little bit different, but at least first time I would do proper crescendo and accent. Yeah. Also, you have to consider that we have orchestra. Its original is an orchestra, right? And we have piano. Piano is a great instrument, but it's incomparable to orchestra. Orchestra has so much more colors, yeah, and it sounds way better. Yeah? So when you play piano, you cannot just play so plain. Because what is possible in the orchestra, yeah, it's not possible in piano. So when you have to do more. You have to definitely a little bit do not peck percent, but peck 80%, peck 50%. Because otherwise, piano is just too small compared to orchestra. It has not enough colors, yeah. So we have to a little bit overdo. Then it will be okay. Okay. Then let's do from here. I understand there's a pianissimo, it doesn't matter. Yeah? But it sounds boring. Yeah? So in the left hand you have, what is there? The contrabass maybe, some pizzicato, whatever. Yeah? So it doesn't sound to me like this. Yeah? And then you have to also think that if it's a good orchestra, if it's a Vienna Philharmonic, if it's a Moscow, whatever, a state orchestra, every musician there, they have kind of ambitions. Yeah? Every contrabass player would say, hey, I'm professor of Moscow Conservatory, I play very well, and everybody will show off a little bit. In your case, they're like, oh my God, my salary is so bad, I don't want to work. So it's not that way. So even every voice, just imagine that here you have, I don't know, a group of contrabass players, and everybody wants to be better than other. Yeah, you understand? So yeah, they play just few notes, but they want to play that few notes in the most interesting and professional way, right? So this way is playing this kind of transcriptions, orchestral transcriptions, on piano is very difficult. Because you have to replace 60 to 90 people, professional players, right? And you have to do the same interesting way. So please, can you play me left hand alone only? This quasi. Okay, do you think it sounds, it's written quasi pizzicato, yeah? Do you think it really sounds like pizzicato, Chopin? No. It sounds to me like legato more, eh? So first of all, okay. The reason is that you're using wrong technique. Okay? What you do is you basically you play staccato, right? But you don't play pizzicato. This is staccato. I mean, not even staccato actually. You play non-legato. Yeah, this is non-legato. If you just press, and this is. So you have to catch. Yeah, you have to. I know it's very difficult, but you have to practice slower first, and then because pizzicato, it's not so plain. Yeah, when you're here, if you played maybe with cellists or pizzicato doesn't sound so plain. It always has kind of a round. So you have to try to make it more. Now it sounds like very plain. You need to make it three-dimensional, your sound, 3D. Now it's isometric. Yeah, and then, as I say, it should be more interesting. Do something in between. No, there's a kind of landscape, a melodic landscape. It goes down and it goes up and it goes down. Yeah, it sounds too. Work on it a little bit to make it more interesting, yeah, and practicing slower. First, practicing slower, you already, I can see that you can play in tempo. Now it's other task. Now you have to make it interesting in tempo, and maybe even if you see in this tempo, in a certain tempo, I cannot play interesting. It sounds boring, and maybe go a little bit down with your tempo, but make it more interesting, more colorful. Yeah? Okay, this thing we're always saying. Yeah, and of course, every time when you play G major, it sounds the same. In orchestra, it works, yeah, because orchestra sounds always interesting, yeah. But on piano, maybe not. Yeah, on piano, I would do something different, a little bit. Yeah, show different voice, highlighting some voice, right? Yeah. Okay, can we do bum 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 bum? Yeah. Same problem. Triplet has bad rhythm and there's no arrival. Dum, ba, 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 bum, bum. Yeah, and then same for you. The hum, bum, bum, bum. That also sounds very boring. Yeah? Why so plain? Yeah. Is it the piano problem? Or maybe it's the piano. No, it's not the piano, it's you. Yeah, so do something, yeah. Do something now. Yeah, for example, C and sol, they are on different height. You cannot play them same. Dum, boom, 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 yeah, and then your fifth finger or fourth, I don't know which finger you're using, is very, very weak. Yeah, because melody is here, of course, in the upper voice. So there's no upper voice when you play. No, wait. You have three voices in the right hand, right? There's one melody voice and two supporting voices. In your case, they sound like three supporting voices. So fifth finger should be just more active. Yeah. And then where's fun? Where's humor? First you should start big, then hiding, then hide, then again. Yeah. Yeah, and then it should be more active. The staccato should be more active. Imagine the small accents. No. Then crescendo again. Yes. Yeah. I would play it more. So there should be like a happiness here. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, yeah. So everything you do is okay, but it's not fun. Yeah. So you have to make it more interesting. Simply. Can we do? Yeah. And this can you play it like from here somewhere? I don't know. Yeah. Pedal. Short pedal. Yeah, absolutely. And also, if you play it a little bit early, yeah, it needs to kind of crescendo. Kind of tension in between. This is the tension needs to grow. So something like that. Too long pedal. It's a yes. Upper voice simply. The more upper, you need how to say. You need to make your fourth and fifth here very, very strong. And here you play. That's why it also lacks fun and joy. Yeah? All that kind of instruments, like woodwind also. I mean, have you ever played with flute together? Have you ever accompanied flute, for example? Flute. Mm-hmm. No, I just mean as an example. Have you ever played chamber music with flute?
I tried with orchestra.
Yeah, but just you have to know that this kind of instruments, they're extremely noisy. Yeah, so I played a few times with flute after your ears hurt. Yeah, because so you play them too harmless. Yeah, and when you play chamber music with flute, you'll get deaf from this ear. Yeah? They have very loud sound actually, especially with high notes. Yeah. So don't underestimate the orchestral sound, yeah? So you need to always do more. Okay, let's do from here, middle part. This is as a bravo for, it's difficult, technically difficult, and bravo that you're doing very well, but there's no fun again, yeah? Why? Because we have groups of four, yeah? And you play without any, I cannot understand the groups, yeah? You play everything same, yeah? But when you play groups, you need to imagine the imaginary accent. Yeah? If it has no imaginary accents on the first notes of each group, then it has kind of no structure anymore. Yeah? And it's kind of, again, slippery. Yeah? Yeah? So try to first emphasize a little bit the first note of each group. Yes, much better already. And then look that every first note of the each group is not coming too early. There's a structure. 1, 2, 3. In your case, always the first note comes a little bit earlier. And then, and then there's everything is a chaos. It's like I say, slippery. Like you're, instead of going down the stairs, you kind of you slip down. Yeah. So please just wait. Yeah, and then think of the melodical landscape. So it goes up and down. If you start with the top note, why so small? Because you need to go down. You need to consider that you'll be going from sol to si. Yeah? You cannot start in pianissimo there because you need to go down. How can you make diminuendo if you start already in pianissimo? It's better, but needs to be practiced more because it lacks kind of how to say. It should be a little bit, I wouldn't say aggressive, yeah, but it has something strong. Yes, something a little bit annoying, I would say. Yeah? In your case, it's too nice. Yeah? It's not so harmless as you play. Yeah? So I would practice that slow and really try to make it more. It's energy. It lacks energy inside. Because the first note should be very different from the second, third, and fourth. You play them almost same. Yeah. Yeah, you should kind of divide the first note from the rest. The first note should be active and then three, let's say, less active notes. And I would play more pizzicato technique than. The last thing in this piece I can say, think about the dynamic range of your dynamic. Your range is, from my opinion, a little bit too narrow. When your dynamic goes from mezzo piano to mezzo forte, there are no high and lows, then it's a bit boring too. So I would a little bit, as I say, this is a big piano, you can create a big sound with this, but you never do. So basically your dynamic range should be from maybe forte, fortissimo to pianissimo. In your case, it's somewhere in the middle. So more contrasts. More contrasts. It's a little bit everything just in the middle. Can we do this part? As I say, technically everything is wonderful, but there's no fun. There's no this ascending line. It's a wave, right? Like an ocean wave. It should work, and it's amazing feeling, both for the orchestra and for the piano transcription. So first, what I'm missing is the bass. The first sol is just it's not there. It should be there first. So first note should be very clear. Then the rest, then the wave starts. Then there's a problem that when we have, what I call the melodic landscape, it's very simple. We have, music is based on the principles of physics, right? So the higher the tone, the more tension. It sounds very weird if you have an ascending line, but nothing happens. If the tension is not growing, but you have an ascending line, that's very strange. You understand what I mean? So you have a huge ascending line, you barely play crescendo. So what you can do, you can start simply here, fortissimo, or the here should be, let's say you can play fortissimo for the first note, then start piano. You need to have how many? Four floors, yeah? So each and such. In your case, you always stay on the same floor. Second and third, yeah? So third and fourth. There's no difference. And then it doesn't arrive properly at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the 4 should be. This is the biggest, right? The stop note. In your case, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing happened there. Can you try? Yeah, and sometimes when we cannot play louder anymore, like we have no power, it's not possible to play louder. Then how we can do it sound louder, still even louder? How? Even stronger.
More relax. More relax.
No, not just this. No, okay, let's say for example, you cannot play any more forte, but you need more forte. How you can make it sound bigger? Timing, Just because you don't wait even a little bit before you arrive at the top. That's why it sounds so harmless. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah? This orchestra work originally. Have you heard, I don't know, some symphonies? A symphonic orchestra plays, I don't know, Rachmaninov Second Symphony, a slow movement where there's a big, da 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 da. This the top note. Sometimes the orchestra takes 3 seconds. Like it takes so long time until they play the old brass. Because if they play too early, it doesn't work. It doesn't sound so huge. So we need time a lot. So here also the yam bam 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 bam. Otherwise, this doesn't work. You cannot do it just in tempo. It's clearly see Ilchin, Samshin, and Tochan. First note should be absolutely fortissimo. Then you can go to the 0 point and then start ascending. Yeah. You can play slower. You don't need fast tempo. Excuse me. Yeah. So here you need to play with this part of the hand. Yeah. You cannot play with 5th finger fortissimo. How? It doesn't work. It's the weakest finger. So you need to definitely play with this part, right? And then you need to start. Then you need to start playing piano because you need a big. You have a long way to go, right? So slow. First, huge accent with this part of the hand. And after it's subito piano. From E minor should be just a different level of the more. And now time. So you understand. You have to do this because otherwise it's. How to say, a thunder in a glass of water, it's not really impressive. Okay, next. Okay. You can hear this way of performance lasts maybe for 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, we can concentrate. After 2 minutes, people start to watch their cell phone. The important part of you don't have to play like lang lang, like this. Yeah, you don't have to always entertain the audience, but still part of our job is to entertain the people. Do you really think? Just imagine a person. Someone who works all day in his office and then he bought a ticket to your concert. Do you think after working boring work all day, writing some documents, this person wants to hear this kind of music? I don't think so. Yes, oh my God. Already in the office is boring. Now it's second time even more boring. So you have to do some element of entertainment should be there. Yeah? Already how you play this, you understand dynamic in a too simple way. Yeah? You see pianissimo, you play pianissimo. Yeah? Dynamic is dynamic, but we have also idea of the music piece, right? We have to think about the audience. We have to make the audience not watching their cell phone. Yeah, but. So there should be some action. Something should happen there. If nothing happens, then the people get bored extremely easily. And trust me, in our times especially. Yeah, why every pop song is not longer than 3 minutes? Because people they don't have concentration these days longer than 3 minutes. Yeah? Nobody wants to hear longer than 3 minutes. So it means you have to, and that's why playing classical music today is extremely difficult, because you have to keep people for the Schubert sonata for long, long time, keep their attention, catch their attention. Yeah? You have to learn how to do it. It's a very important part of our job, right? So first, let's make this intro interesting. Yeah? Now your intro is just boring. Forget about the pianissimo. Pianissimo is just advice to you that this is rather about the feeling, but it doesn't mean the sound should be so small. No, pianissimo means it should be, I don't know, careful. It should be whatever. Maybe first start. It's again. Let's think about these floors. Yeah, each and each. Yeah. Also your bass, you know. I mean, if we want to talk about the very high class of piano performance, you play every time same, right? But it doesn't have to. So every time you can play this approach, this octave in the left hand in a different way a little bit. And then the next level is timing. Yeah, you know, if it would be so easy to, why robots don't perform piano still? Yeah? For a simple reason, because we have MIDI, right? But it doesn't sound well. People don't want to go to the concert to hear MIDI sound. Why? Because robot will never do some fine things which we can do. For example, robot would play exactly what he do. He will play very, very exact. Yeah? And this way it sounds dead. It's not interesting. Yeah, a little bit distorted rhythm, yeah, it can be very good, yeah. But if it comes perfectly like a metronome, then it's not interesting. Yeah, for example, second bass was boring. Different timing. Yes. For example, yeah, and the last, for example, a little bit earlier. Yeah, and already it has some life, you know, there's some life. The last is too slow. Simply when you have more sound, yeah, more dynamic, it's stretching always. When you have less sound, it's always, you have to go. So when you play last, the fourth, 1, 2, bum, 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 and then fast, because when it's light, then it should be fast. Stretch and go back. No, don't wait at the end. Because, okay, two things. First, we have anyway not so much time. Yeah, I'm not here to tell you how to play every note. I just give you some important information. First of all, think that all humans on Earth, we don't have symmetrical faces. The beauty is not in that you have perfectly symmetrical face. No. Because every person is unique, and this is the beauty actually. This is the first. Same with music. If it's perfectly symmetrical, it's that. It's not normal. It's not how it should be. And the second thing, now, so I didn't sleep anything. What I want to say, forgot. Sorry, I'm so insomnia. But something important I wanted to say about the. Okay, if I get it again, yeah. Okay, can we start from here, please? Mm-hmm. Okay, from here, just directly from here. Okay, as far I can remember, we have this is being played by I think celesta, right? But this instrument or whatever. So it's not interesting enough. Again, upper voice is missing. The fifth finger is not active enough. Now, excuse me. Now I remember what I wanted to say. That was about the timing in the intro. Let me ask you this question. We have, for example, a piece, Chopin Mazurka. One time you play, like it takes, for example, 3 minutes if you play it without rubato. Without rubato, 3 minutes. Something. Okay, if you play it with rubato, how long it's gonna take?
Maybe 4 to 5 minutes.
4
4 to 5 minutes.
Wrong. It will take exactly 3 minutes. Because rubato is about that we can have a certain freedom within a given structure. Yeah. So that's why what I say to you, your rubato was disproportional. It's when you, what is rubato? Rubato is about we borrow time, then we have to give back the time. Yeah. So it should be always peck per center, right? So it cannot be peck sheep or coup sheep, yeah? So when you stretch here, then you have to quickly be there. To achieve that 100% ratio, right? So that's why I say the last beat should be faster, because when you stretch here, then here you have to make it up, right? So please always think about this. Okay, let's go. Please, not boring upper voice. Then, now we have to think about the phrasing. You play it down. Da da da. I think it's light beat. Da da da. Bum bum. It goes to re, definitely. Yeah, go to re. Don't be afraid of this. It can be very disappointing if you go somewhere and don't arrive. Except if it's a Beethoven sonata where it's a il bombolino composer wants crescendo subito piano, for example. Then it's intentionally, but mostly it's very, very disappointing. You play da 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 da, and then why should it actually crescendo? You're still afraid. You're still afraid. You think if you arrive there properly. Arrive doesn't mean play loud. No, arrive means just it should be a arrival note. Yeah, it should be kind of dum dum bum bum. No, you have to go directly. So yeah, and then you play 3 times same. Dum dum dum. They make it different. First time more. Second time less. Not enough differences. Maybe too much diminuendo after this. I will keep playing quite big. Go there, stay there. No, don't play pianissimo if you have 3 times to go down, right? Samchin, Yichin. But it's again disproportional. Even this would be Sachin actually, and then Samchin, Yichin, and then ground floor. Why you go down? You see, it's not well organized in terms of dynamic. Arrive. What you do? Tension. No, you lost the tension. You lost the tension. The problem that your phrase, this is one phrase, right? Until there. Well, let's say one sentence. The problem is you always lose, how to say, what you want to say. It's like you say, today I went out of my apartment. What? So bring your sentence to the end. Yeah, I want to hear the entire sentence. Still not over, and then you can relax after it ends. Keep on, don't give up. No, you give up too early. Okay? We start small, there's a tension, we start end small. But in the middle there should be tension, right? Stay there, and slightly. Yeah, and this, for example, again. Look, here you play like this. Always there should be some kind of element of surprise, right? Surprise. You always prepare. Now I play this. It should be a surprise, and it should be kind of unawaited. Yeah, here we go. But now, no, no, here don't do any crescendo. But now, maybe a little bit earlier, it becomes a surprise. Yeah? In your case, it's too predictable. There should be something unpredictable too. I can, how to say, you always tell me what you will do in the next moment. Can you do it unpredictable way? You look, you do even visually. Like, now I will do this, yeah? So everybody can see what you have. Yeah? Don't show what will be your next step. It becomes boring. Don't move your body left. No, stay there, stay there. It should be a surprise for yourself even. Yeah, pom, 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 pom. Yeah, this is much better. This is a different level of performance. Yeah, very good. Yeah, there now. Let's keep from here. And also, this could be more, yeah, could be more funny. Upper voice. Without upper voice, music has no face. Which I wouldn't recommend you to do is always you play like this. Your body, you always lean forward. For many reasons, is not good. Yeah, the one reason is just that how to say. You know, when you stay here, you can see only so much of your keyboard. Yeah, if you sit back, you can, let's say, all the battlefield. Yeah, you can see everything what happens. In your case, you are too concentrated on certain detail. Yeah. Yeah. No surprise. And upper voice. And after this, you highlight this part, but then immediately we need to highlight the melody. Yeah? Sit back. When they have similar, but then should we call it different? This is the answer. We can say this is first is a question. Is a question. Second is the answer. Right? No, the question always has an ascending intonation. And then. This part should be a little bit more interesting. Yeah, it should be a little bit strange, I would say. Yeah? It's fine, and it should be strange. It should sound a little bit strange, because it's the fairy, right? So it's a kind of magic feeling. In your case, it sounds too normal. Eh? Can I make it more magical? I would play more dynamic. It's just too small to be interesting. It needs more sound, more volume. Without volume, it sounds just boring. Left also left active. You play only crescendo in the right hand. But from my opinion, the left has crescendo. Why you play only crescendo in the right hand? Look, it's very simple. In the left hand, the chord comes on heavy beat, right? In the right comes on light beat. So why you make light beats only crescendo? I think it's based on left hand, not in your head. It's always falling on the light beat. Yes. like a cloud. Left, left. This is a bit too much, so you have to find the way. I think you're right, it's too heavy. Yeah? It's just always should be heavy and light, heavy and light, heavy and light. That's why we have disproportion. Right has crescendo as well, but less because light beats. Way more interesting. But this is not pianissimo anymore. This is a bit more dark sound color. But I don't think it's scherzato. I think here's serious. Maybe like a bassoon here, and not so much staccato. More serious. A bit more. Yeah. Don't play so small. No power at all. More serious. Marcato. No, marcato. This is sounds time to play. Yeah, we'll play this kind of song. It's not marcato enough for me. You need to play, let's see, more active fingers. Yes. And don't do diminuendo too much. No, kesok, mezzo piano, kesok. Without diminuendo. Yes. Yeah. And here also, why you work? This is just magical. Yeah, and don't do this. Don't do this. Left is leading. Left. Melodies in the left, not in the right. Yeah. It's too much jumping for my opinion. No, imagine bassoon. Bassoon cannot play so staccato. Not enough. More intensive. That's okay. I think we have a little bit of time. Should we? Technically, you do everything. Again, here also, tarantella, this is such a, how to say, such intensive dance, yeah? It needs to have more fun too. Can you play me beginning, very beginning? Yeah. It sounds to me like you play mazurka, honestly say, not tarantella. Yeah? You play, it's, from the feeling, yeah? Yeah. The thing of tarantella always is a 6/8, right? in tarantella, always very important is the third note and the sixth. One. Yeah, this the last note of the group. In your case, you play like this. Yeah, that's why it has no energy inside. We know many tarantellas in the music literature, and this is very active dance, yeah, very and it has a lot of energy inside. Always it's kind of almost a horse riding rhythm. This, yeah, always this. In your case, I cannot hear it. It's Russian. Russian tarantella is not good. Yeah, always free one, as it's a free one. This pattern should be very strong. Yeah. So 1 3 1 3 1 3 1. I wouldn't also play too much legato. You play? Yeah. I would play quasi non-legato. And then again, very much better. And now more melodic landscape. No, Russian. Ascending. Still, rhythm is a little bit, how to say, a little bit weak. What is the biggest problem that you can do is rushing third beat. It has, okay, let me give you this comparison. You can very well compare this dance with the jig. It's the same principle actually. In the jig, for example. Yeah, what you basically do, yeah. Even that's what you do also here. Playing legato is not a problem. The problem is rushing. It's a little bit like this. Look, you play here passive, and then you play 2 active notes. So always that this note and this note. You have to always play them marcato. Yeah? Then it gets this inner energy. Diminuendo too early, of course. 3 1 3 1. Thank you. Yeah. And then, okay, you play nice, but it looks to me, or sounds. Do you know that books for small children, when everything is black and white, and they get some color pencils. And they have to make it colorful. So now for me it's a little bit black-white everything. Yeah. So you do everything is right, all the pictures are right, but there's no color. Yeah? For example, here you get where is it? Yeah. Here you get here you have a modulation to D major, but it sounds to me absolutely the same, like nothing happened. There's no happening. There's no any change, yeah? It should be a big turn to D major, right? Yeah, and this should be always perfect rhythmical pattern. You play. Always it's slippery. Yeah. Again, third beat always you rush. 1 3 1 3 1. Tam pam pam pam. Gangnam style. Dun, 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 dun. It's horse riding. And from my opinion, it's just too weak. It needs a little bit like accent, quasi accent. Need to be played with a strong and not early. Beautiful line. Da 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 It's stereo effect, stereo. Here, there. In your case, it's a little bit everything's mono. Again, you see, pianissimo. Pianissimo doesn't mean boring. Do something. There should be some happening. Some action. But we touch. It's better. Use sometimes pedal a bit. Yeah, you can use sometimes pedal. Not too much. Yeah, but to make it more interesting. Just, here, for example, a little bit of pedal. Yeah. I would say just when you do more, use a little bit pedal. When you play echo, like when the smaller sound, then use no pedal, like that. You can do way more interesting in the right hand. Now it's getting better, definitely, but it could be way more colorful. And this was, of course, also not a real development. Can we do somewhere here before? I don't think so. I think it should be very, very big development here. Yeah, again. That should be bigger. This is ending. This is a new beginning. This is a new beginning. It starts from fa, not from re. Yeah, this is too small. Yeah, it grows. The tension grows here. It's not. You see, we had a how to say monophony. Yeah, we had only one voice. Now we have octaves, right? No, even more. We had first one voice, then we had thirds, and now we have octaves. Yeah, sounds everything same. Yeah, this is one voice. The problem is when I teach piano, it's very hard to say like this is not enough pedal or is it, because it depends on how you do it. Yeah, if you do it, that will be okay without pedal. Yeah, but you play it small. Yeah, I would use here pedal. Definitely would use pedal on bass because otherwise it's just not enough volume. Pedal on heavy beat, not on light beat. So on, off, Yes. Okay, you have to practice it slow, yeah, because of course the rhythmical pattern is a little bit a mess. Yeah. I don't know what's our time. we are. Okay, let's do just two more minutes. Yeah. Okay. Simply, I can say, if you play like this at home, it's fine. If you play it for your family members at home, there'll be enough sound and enough expression. But if you want to be a concert pianist and play on stage, then it's not enough. Right? Melody is not enough. Yeah. Like I say, again, you take piano too serious. First of all, you have to understand that this note, re, for example, is one measure long. If you play piano, it will be lost by the middle of the measure already. You need to play it for forte. And you have still this note, right? So melody, I would play at least forte, at least maybe fortissimo. Before we finish now, please think, I always say, how we are speaking in our normal life, yeah? How we speak with friends or with our parents, is one thing. But if you're an actor and you are on stage of the theater, you cannot speak normally. You have no microphone, you know that there's a theater, there's a balcony, there are people sitting over there. You have to pronounce everything 10 times bigger, slower, understandable, with emotions should be 3 times bigger than in normal life. Yeah, you say like Shakespeare. Yeah? To be or not to. You don't say like to be or not to be. Right? To be or not to be. So you need to be. In this case, you are actress. Yeah? You're actress, and you need to. My father is a movie director, right? And we had many actors at home. And they have kind of professional deformation, which means when they are professional actors for many years, at home even, they talk so loudly. Right? Because they're used to talk on stage, especially theater actors, right? Cinema less. In the cinema they have microphones, but theater actors, they speak very loud and it sounds so almost, I would say kitschy, because if they do some emotions, they not just, they don't say, can you make me a tea? They say, oh, please, can you make me a tea? You know, because they are used as a professional deformation. You should think of it. Yeah? So you do everything very nice. You have very good technique. You're very talented, everything. But what you play is not really a performance. It's not colorful enough. It's not. You are a little bit afraid. Don't be afraid. There are many teachers that would say you ought to be, but also there's you, and you. There you, and you are important person here also. You're artists, right? So go